You think if I could be free of this debt, I wouldn't be? You think I have a choice? There is no choice.
No, I won't back down.
Okay, so Jake, I gotta ask, in recent years, you've played kind of a lot of morally complicated characters, but here you've definitely taken kind of more of a heroic role. I was wondering if that was kind of a change of pace that you sought out, and in some ways is playing this kind of, really great kind of guy almost more complicated than playing somebody that's more of a more complex or more morally complex anyway.
I love that question. I think that it's true. Well, I mean, there are complexities in here in that I think he's a reluctant, he doesn't really like the other guy. He doesn't really want to do good. He's it's not sentimental in that way. I think his goodness comes out of a responsibility, that I don't think he'd be able to feel very good about himself, really live his life if he didn't get this thing done. So it's sort of really, it's super reluctant, which I loved about him. But yeah, I think it is conscious. I think to me, it moved me. When I heard the story, it made me proud to be an American. And I've never really ever said anything like that before, because I think, to me, there are simple things. It's a parable. We made an action parable. The idea of doing good for someone else without sentimentality. And I wanted to play the part so much because of that.
Well, actually, it's funny. Jake's answer, Dar, leads me to my next question for you, which is kind of interesting because one of the things that I liked about the movie is that it's not a typical buddy movie. Like you guys, you don't dislike each other, but it's much more. It's like necessity, I guess, the relationship that the two of you have. Was that more interesting to you as an actor than it would have been had it been more of the conventional buddy type thing?
Oh yeah, and I think it's much more interesting to watch as an audience as well because it's much closer to real life. I mean, this movie is larger than life. It's in the hands of Guy Ritchie. It's very entertaining. It's full of action, but at the same time, the emotional hook that's in it, taking your line, is actually very true because all these interpreters did put their lives at stake every day, and all these U.S. soldiers did put their lives at stake every day, and they chose to do the right thing despite of themselves. And the way it's portrayed, which we have to give credit to Guy Ritchie for letting us do this way and make that choice, is it's very unsentimental, as Jake said. It's very true to how we humans actually behave. You never cry on purpose or laugh on purpose. It just happens to you. Your emotions, you don't display them. They come out through the cracks. And especially with two guys like that who are strong men who want to provide for their families, who just want to give their children opportunities they didn't have themselves. Guys like that in a kind of a Western setting, they keep their emotions to themselves. But then they will come out in small cracks. And this, I feel, gives the audience also an opportunity to feel it much more than if you throw it like a bucket in their face.
I'm looking for Ahmed.
I'll give you a full set of tools, but you're gonna be alone. You gotta adapt. Use what you got.
I am going to get that man and his family out.